See, basically, the question is that if I would have put the amount of energy and the effort that I have put in competitive examination or engineering field, if I would have put that in anything else, say this podcast itself, if I would have put that much energy in 2016 itself, do I think that I would have gotten better rewards? The answer is yes, I would have. There's no doubt in that. But then again, you have to ask questions like, what do you mean by reward? Is it financial reward? Then definitely yes. The, the career to pursue to get money, a lot the worst out of them would be doing engineering in India, all right? Because we are really not paid enough. So, yeah. But if the reward is like becoming a scientist in organizations like Bhabha Atomic Research Center of Department of Atomic Energy or Indian Space Research Organization, then what's a better reward? Now, me personally, I was just interested in rocket science, space propulsion, and aerospace engineering. So for me, a better reward would be, and please don't get offended, but I think all of us will agree that that technology which I was interested in is in a far ahead place when it comes to organizations and companies like NASA, SpaceX, or Blue Origin, right? So if we just remove the fact of where I was born, then are those rewards better? Those companies that I mentioned, yes, those companies are far ahead when it comes to Indian Space Research Organization. ISRO has done its best to do whatever it could with the time that it had and the resources that it had. But when we talk about that technology, there's no denying that those companies are a lot better. So yeah, that would be a better reward. But here's the thing: the final part of this question is that if yes, then would you have changed it going back to the college? No, I would not have changed anything with the information that I had. And even now, if I go back to past and meet myself to give any advice, I wouldn't change. See, the reason why I was able to work so hard itself was because I was running for something that I really wanted. And what I really wanted at that time was to work in a space organization. And that's the reason I worked so hard. If it was anything else, if someone would have said, and a very good example would be developing a career in software, and that's what everybody said, that build a career in computer science engineering and get into those IT companies that pays very well, posts and places you in good cities. You have so many options, going MS abroad later, getting into managerial roles, whatever. But I firmly believe that I would not have been able to work as hard because I was not as much interested. The reason why I've been able to work in social media so well, so much for the past 3 or 4 years is because I love it. I love making podcasts. I love making educational videos. I love doing these podcasts, having guests, talking to them. So that's the reason why I'm able to stay awake late at night, wake up early in the morning. That's the reason I go to the gym every morning. The main reason is that I enjoy doing it, and that's where I see my life in 5 to 6 years in the past. Same goes with like writing. I got zero reward for writing a book of 100,000 words 8 times. I'm just completing my 8th draft for the past 4 years. Barely 3 people know about the first 3 chapters or has read at least the first 3 chapters. Komal is the only person who has read all the chapters and knows the complete story. But I got zero reward, even if you do not talk about it financially. If you talk about the appreciation that an artist always craves, I got zero of it. But I kept on doing it because I wanted to say that story. I wanted to write a book. I wanted to get into the domain of storytelling. And because of that, I woke up early in the morning, went to the gym, straight to a Starbucks or some coffee place or some peaceful place, and started writing, kept writing for 5 hours, 6 hours straight. The only reason for that is because I loved it. And you cannot say that, oh, you can work so hard. Let me take your brain into this other domain and start doing banking for 5 hours. Wake up early in the morning, go to the gym, and do banking for 5 hours, or prepare for CAT for 5 hours. It's not going to work out. So the way that things work for human beings is that how much do you want? And that's a big problem with the whole Indian society right now. And that is why, to a huge extent, we are failing at creating a good amount of hyper successful people, is because the society and the parents try to shape what a kid does a lot. And that is why that kid never taps his or her true potential, or is never able to put that extreme amount of effort, passionate effort, towards what he or she wants to do. So the other point is that, if not ISRO, would it be better if I worked for some other space organization across the world? I basically did not have that information, right? Like I said, Gen Y, so we did not have access to that much information. You're seeing today Elon Musk on a podcast with Joe Rogan. We did not have that back then. Okay, so it was just not possible to look for any other career options. Even MS abroad was not apparently clear to me, or how it would work out. I was from a small town, studied in a small college, and whatever options I saw were the best for me to build a great career, I just took it and ran with it. So it was just not possible. But given the option, which is again a big if, I would have basically chosen something else also. But I would have kept on going into the direction of building a career in space organization, no matter what. And deep into my ISRO preparation, which is a great moment to start talking about some of my past experiences. After my second failure in Indian Space Research Organization examination, I did start to consider that maybe I should go for MS abroad, leave back over here and go for that. And because I kind of started to lose faith in the whole screening process of ISRO examination. If you do not know ISRO 2017 December examination, they flipped the pattern way too much. And they started asking questions that I did not feel is the best way to test a person to get into a space organization. So I said, what the hell is this? And in an examination where you make a tiny silly mistake in a limited amount of time, and there's like 1,000 people ahead of you who basically just, a lot of times these examinations were highly dependent on luck, and still is. And whoever does not make it in these examinations, they come to me later. I never think that they're not smart. They think a lot of times that they're not smart because they maybe did not qualify GATE examination. But I know that it has nothing to do with your smartness. A lot of smart people do not qualify these examinations. A lot of dumb people get a rank on under 100 in these examinations. A huge percentage is luck. A huge percentage is because your brain is trained. Definitely there's a huge percentage of your hard work as well, but not always does it happen that all the hardworking people make it. So after my second failure, I started to question that this one examination that I'm dedicating so much time in, is it even worth it? Or is it even having the capability of understanding my passion or my hard work or my dedication towards getting this job? And if not, what would I do? Will I keep on crying for the rest of my life? So that's when I started to think that maybe I'll do MS abroad, PhD abroad, and make my work into like other space organization like NASA, SpaceX and stuff. Because I had firm belief on my personal skills in the domain of engineering. So I knew that the only problem that might be possible is that this examination is not able to judge me. And that's what I said before my third attempt as well. And these are the thoughts which are well documented in the book that is coming up, that if this does not work out, the only reason for that would be that this examination is not able to judge me, which did not turn out to be. I did qualify my third attempt of ISRO examination, and later on went out and cleared the interview round as well and got the job. I worked over there for 16 months before I left that job. So where was I? yeah. So that would have been a second trajectory, but I would not have stopped. I might have failed to get into other space organizations as well, but I would have kept on going. Maybe I did not even needed to leave the country to pursue my career outside of ISRO, because there were so many small space organizations just popping up at that time. The Skyroot came out later, Agnikul came out. So I was sure that I was going to find my way. But that's the thing. I was sure because that's what I wanted to do, and that's what I was sure of. And that's what kept me thinking about other ways, or kept me working hard, got me back on my feet when I failed. So it is very important to know what you want to do, and even more important would be to do what you want to do, because that same effort is not going to come in something that you're just not interested to do, right? And I knew that very well, because until the age of 18, everybody asked me to study and I was never able to. Like, why would I study? What does this give me, right? So that why is very important. And that why is the solution to all your motivation crisis,